All right. Well, after asking Twitter for people to come join the queue because it was taking so long to fire, we actually have a match. So I'll go ahead and play first. This is a totally great hand. We have Hierarch into Smiter. We're gonna go ahead and just keep this, and I'm gonna go ahead and just get basic Forest to start in case my opponent is playing something like Burn. Don't want to be taking unnecessary damage. I have Stomping Ground and multiple fetch lands in my hand, so there's really very little reason to sort of take damage here when I can get access to all of my colors without it. One thing I do like about this deck, and there's my opponent with a Search for Tomorrow. Okay, well that's not good for us. This is not a matchup that I'm particularly interested in playing. It's definitely a very, very rough matchup for Naya, but we're just going to go ahead and get a Mountain, and play a Smiter. Smiter is actually, big enough that it represents like a threat against Scapeshift decks that it can be difficult for them to actually race. Especially like Hierarch into Smiter. All right, and I'm just going to Path to Exile that. I have 2 Path to Exile in my hand that are not going to have very much of an impact on this game. And this is just going to deal 5 damage. It's basically be a 5 damage burn spell. He's going to get a land from it anyway, so there's basically no reason not to path it. I wonder if he's actually just 2-color Scapeshift here. He has 2 basic mountains in play. He's not gotten a blue source, so it's possible that our opponent's actually playing, one of them sort of lower to the ground, like Primeval Titan Scapeshift decks. In which case, I actually want to be sure to save the second Path to Exile, given they haven't gotten a blue source yet. Those decks, you may need a little bit of extra oomph against. What's this? Oracle, perhaps? Obstinate Baloth. Wow. Okay. All right. Well. That is certainly something that I may want to path as well. Obstinate Baloth is kind of brutal. It does stop my my Smiters here. If he does have a Titan, then I mean, I could just play a Pride Mage and attack with 1 guy. But then I still am just going to die when he gets to 7 mana to Scapeshift. I guess I'm just going to attack with both of my guys. Trading off a Smiter here isn't terrible. I could just path, but then he's getting closer to actually being able to just kill me with Scapeshift. He's only 2 land off as it is. I think I'm just going to go ahead and attack with both of my creatures. Like, we don't want him to just be able to kill me with Scapeshift if he doesn't have enough ramp as it is. Pathing his guy, we don't actually even have lethal damage in a turn. If pathing his guy left me to be able to kill him in 2 attacks, I think it'd be reasonable. But as it is, like he may actually just not be on a, he may not have a Scapeshift, so he may not be just lethal yet. Now if he takes 4 more damage, he would be lethal from that, but you could just play a Titan here, for instance. All right, maybe he doesn't have it. I'm actually just going to play Hierarch and just attack with Smiter. This means that if he has Lightning Bolt, he doesn't reduce my damage in any way. If I attack with both of these, he could Bolt my Pride Mage and only take 4 damage. This way he takes 7, and Bolt doesn't really do anything. Well, what is this? What's going on? Summoning Trap? Okay. Well, Emrakul. That was not what I was expecting to have happen to me. I'm pretty dead now. So he is not a Scapeshift deck. Maybe he is Scapeshift. Maybe this is like Scapeshift through the breach. Summoning Trap into Emrakul. Well, that's going to defeat me. That is going to defeat me. He is still at 12 life. Alright. This is colorless, but not an artifact. Yeah, I'm dead. Alright, Summoning Trap into Emrakul is going to get me. So sideboarding wise, Blood Moon's not very good against him. Blood Moon's sort of my catch-all in these sort of matchups. You know, you want to be able to Blood Moon people, but he is just a red-green deck. I guess Ajani seems like it's pretty good, and maybe Chandra's good. Helix seems like the worst card. Maybe I do want the burn to be able to actually kill his guys, but these can at least, like, Ajani and Chandra can get by, like, you know, a Obstinate Baloth or something. Ajani can, if you ramp into it, represent, you know, a way to close out the game. I mean, this is going to be a horrific matchup, pretty much no matter what. You don't really have the tools to threaten their life, you know, them too quickly. I really needed a Wild Nicodle into, like, you know, Tarmogoyf Bolt Draw or something like that, in order to really threaten being able to close out this game at all fast enough. But yeah, this is kind of as close to a nightmare matchup as it gets, where none of my like hate cards are at all relevant, and my opponent has lots of tools to you know, make a lot of what my deck does not really matter that much. We're gonna go ahead and keep this. This is a fine hand. It's not great. You know, we have Tarmogoyf into Night, but we have Tarmogoyf into Night into Thundermaw, which, like, against a lot of draws is actually potentially good enough to win. But we'll see. I'm just gonna we're gonna play fetch into fetch. I still think this is probably just Through the Breach plus Scape Shift. This deck, I think, something similar to this deck at least, got top 8 at a, you know, recent Modern Grand Prix. So that's, you know, why I expect those cards to be in there. The Summoning Trap, I don't think was in that deck, so maybe it's, you know, a little bit different. Maybe it doesn't have Scape Shift at all. Hopefully he has something to, you know, take a turn at least. I waited so long for this to start, and now I'm so slow. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and start with a... which it doesn't really matter. I don't think so. We're going to go get Stomping Ground. We just want to go fetch, fetch, fetch. Alright. I'm going to do fetch into fetch because it gets me the biggest Night faster. This Goyf can possibly be bolted, but I don't really care about that much. I'm just gonna get basic planes. I still don't know, like, it's possible that he is still like a Scape Shift deck, so I want to, like, you know, preserve my life total at least a little bit. And there's not that much reason for me to need dual lands. I have, you know, the ability to just get a mountain here. The mighty Tarmogoyf, getting him for 1 damage. Now this is going to be a big night. We'll get, I guess we don't have to get basic mountain. We can get basic forest and then fetch something away for basic mountain. I might as well just get basic mountain. Because next turn we just have basic forest. Fetch that for a... sack that for a fetch or whatever. To play Thundermaw the following turn. Alright. And it's Search for Tomorrow. Oh my god, Tarmogoyf is so big now. And he can play, like, land into Baloth here if he has it. We do have Thundermaw, which is, you know, pretty significant. Summoner's Pact, okay. What is happening? Pact for Elder? Alright. Well... He's gonna have to cast. He's gonna have to pay for Pact next turn off of this Elder. He's basically dead here, I think. And he's not dead, but it's really not a good spot for him. Maybe I should have just gotten Keswick Wolf Run that turn. Well, Thundermaw. We attack with these two. I mean, he's taking 5 from this. He goes to 11. He has to pay, and then I have this board killing him next turn. So I don't really see how he can win from here. Yeah, I'm attacking him for almost 20 next turn, and he has to pay for Pact. I literally have, 11. Yeah, I have 16 damage coming in. All right, well, so again, don't really want Blood Moon or anything like that. Path seems mediocre, but he does have like Titan, which seems like the sort of card that a deck with Tribe-Elder and such probably has. I feel like it's, a card I want in my deck. Can also, again, sort of be a kind of like a burn spell getting me through Tribe-Elder, as we saw in the first game, even though it didn't ultimately work out. Maybe I do just want like big flyers with the amount of ground defense that he has. But I think that like Chandra and Ajani, Chandra at least, maybe not Ajani. Maybe Ajani's bad. Maybe Ajani is actually just too slow against the sort of thing that he's doing. And I just want like a flyer. I mean, I don't have any way to deal with Emrakul, so I kind of want to close out games, through what I can here. I wonder if, this is a situation where I'd certainly like something like a Thalia. Thalia, it's on the draw, it's not good if they have removal, and this guy also clearly has just like ramp into big dudes, but if I do draw my Knight of the Reliquaries, they match up very well against his sort of ground defense creature-wise. So I'm just going to go with this. We're going to try this. This does, again, seem like a really tough matchup, and is certainly not one that I want to, run into with Naya Zoo. You don't really have the tools the more aggressive Zoo decks have to try to, disrupt them. Like some decks might have Thoughtseize or Negate or whatever. Here, my big disruption is Blood Moon, and this is a matchup where it is not at all effective. This is basically the same draw I had last game, which is Tarmogoyf into Knight into Thundermaw, and I'm going to stick with it. Kind of tempted to actually just play this Bolt to on turn 1. I might do that. I may just be bolting my opponent turn 1, or whatever he plays, probably him, to get Tarmogoyf bigger. We haven't really seen any significant reason to bolt my opponent, rather to bolt my opponent's creatures. He doesn't really have anything. So I think I'm just going to sack this to get like Sacred Foundry. Okay, well he clearly has a Scape Shift deck. And for that reason I actually kind of just want to get a basic here. Again, I have Knight of the Reliquary. Oh, I actually want to play... Maybe I just get a Stomping Ground here. Yeah, so I can play this, getting a basic, and then maybe I draw a fetch land. Yeah. So we're gonna bolt him right now. We don't have any way to weave the bolt into my curve over the next few turns. We're gonna sack this to get basic planes and play a Tarmogoyf. And again, we want to get our knights as big as we can, as fast as we can. So we're playing a fetch land rather than a basic here, because the goal is to be able to have knights. If we draw a fetch land next turn, we want to be able to play fetch land into knight. So he didn't play a ramp spell in the first couple of turns. Maybe he's gonna Summoner's Pact for a dude again. Through the Breach. Okay. Well. We could be dead. we could just be dead with just Through the Breach Emrakul in a couple of turns. This Courser is actually really annoying. But we are playing Knight here. We're gonna go get basic forest. And maybe maybe we end up dying because we got that land untapped. Like if you just Through the Breach Emrakul does. I mean, we're not going to beat Through the Breach Emrakul anyway, basically. So I'm not really sure how to go about this. If he has Through the Breach plus Emrakul, we are certainly going to die. This game of Blood Moon would have been great. He's got all non-basics. All right, Obstinate Baloth. Well, hopefully this doesn't have anything good to Through the Breach at me, and maybe we can. Well, this is interesting now. Maybe I don't play Thundermaw because if you like Through the Breach is like a Titan. If Through the Breach is a Titan, I'm gonna lose just a Titan trigger, aren't I? I can't path if he has Emrakul. I wonder if I just play another Knight, just play a tap land, play Knight, and then next turn I can Thundermaw him. If I just Thundermaw him now, he actually gets to attack me with Baloth. I think I need to. This is tough. So I Thundermaw him now, then I have just. All I have just a Tarmogoyf untapped. It can block this. If he Through the Breach is a Titan, then I'm basically just dead. But if he Through the Breach is a Titan anyway, he just gets 2 mountains, and he has active Valakut. We don't have a way to deal with it. So I play Knight of the Reliquary. Maybe Knight of the Reliquaries are big enough. Maybe I think I play tap land and Knight. That way, if he Through the Breach is anything but an Emrakul, then we can search for a land to path the thing that he Through the Breach is, and then we have 2 Knights, and we can go get the next one. We can go get Wolfrun, and Wolfrun can possibly just close out the game. The Thundermaw may be too slow, and the Knights are going to be having 2 Knights in play with the Wolfrun. I think represents more damage faster. I mean, if we just play the Thundermaw, we're just relying on Thundermaw, and then we have to, like, another turn to get a Wolfrun anyway. I guess we can't Wolfrun him either way. Like, I think the Knight represents more damage faster. We could also just play the Thundermaw the following turn, but also just having 2 Knights is also potentially just like the Abyss, and this is also just safer. Yeah, I think this is correct. Maybe I should actually leave that land untapped so I don't have to search for a white source. And then I can get, I can potentially both path and get Wolfrun. The 2 damage might not matter, but he does have the Valakut, so the damage very well could matter. We could actually just lose to Valakut triggers if he has a Titan, and I just took a bunch of extra damage. So my life total I do think matters, at least at this point. All right, we're gonna say go, and hopefully not get Emrakul'd. If we get Emrakul'd, we are dead. All right, no land off the top at least. I didn't see him actually draw a land, did I? He shuffled away his land, so which I don't think he would do if he had. What is this? Oh, this is this 3 red. 3 red. What is this? 3 red. I don't know what this is. Nope. He's untapping land. We know he drew Courser. Green. Okay, here's Courser. Alright, well that means we're not dead this turn. Which is good. I like being not dead this turn. And that means, because he played a land from hand, that means he doesn't have any good Through the Breach, anything good to Through the Breach into play in his hand. So if he had Emrakul, he could just Through the Breach at Emrakul. So his hand is no significant Through the Breach threats. My guess is that it probably doesn't include a Primeval Titan either, because he very likely would have just Through the Breach a Primeval Titan. So he may have something like Scapeshift in hand, or just, you know, other sort of ramp effects or something. We still are, you know, we still have to kill him very, very quickly because we're potentially dead to Scapeshift in 2 turns. Even 1 turn if he has a ramp effect, because he does have Tri-Belter on top of his deck actually. So if he has another green mana and Scapeshift in his hand as his last 2 cards, we're actually just dead in a turn. So this is still pretty challenging. So I think what I do here is end step Knight and get a fetch land to fetch into a red land, play Thunderbond, attack with Thunderbond Knight, because he's at 20. My Knight will be a 7/7, so, well, he actually could like triple block. So maybe I can't actually even attack with the Knight. If I attack with both Knights and Thundermaw. Yeah, this is feeling like a hard game to win. Hopefully he just doesn't have significant action in his hand. So we're going to get we have a mountain left, so we're going to get Windswept Heath because that gets the least of our remaining lands. And we get Wooded Foothills off of Windswept Heath. Or, sorry, Stomping Ground. Ooh, so that doesn't really do anything right now. So if we just play Thundermaw and attack with just that, it doesn't really do very much either. We can attack with Thundermaw and Knight. I think I attack with Thundermaw and 1 Knight, because if he triple blocks, I can blow him out with just search for fetch into land. And we need to do large chunks of damage. And I'm going to say go. And next, if he doesn't kill me this turn, well, there's a Titan on top of his deck. So if he doesn't have like Forest, we may have him dead, because we get to search for Wolf Run this turn. Well. What does this mean? Oh, he's looking for another land. Okay. Oh, he gets to play Valakut. That gives him 2 life. So he's not dead yet, and he may kill us with Scapeshift. Next turn. He's at very high life. Okay. Alright, so we're going to fetch this away and get Kessig Wolf Run. He's at 13. That's so high. So if we just attack with everything, say he like goes to try and chump, I think he's dead, right? Because have Wolf Run plus Path. He doesn't kill us and they attack back. I guess he could double block on multiple guys. If he like double blocks Knight. And no, if he single blocks, double blocks, yeah, I think he's dead. Because now we can Wolf Run whichever guy he puts like one guy on, and then Path the blocker. And that is lethal damage if he doesn't have anything. Okay. Maybe he has some instant way to get a land, which would make him not die. Can't think of anything though. I think this should kill him. 14, 15, 16, 17 damage. He gains 1 life from the Courser. Oh god, I forgot about... Oh my god! Did I just do that? I totally didn't realize... Oh my god! Oh my god, that was disastrous. What have I done? I was not thinking about the Valakuts. Oh no, and the world is watching me do this. That was horrible. Oh dear. Well, maybe I'm just dead now. I wasn't thinking about the Valakuts, so if I just let that happen. Alright, well, I don't know that this goes differently. If I just Wolf Run a guy, I might still win. Oh my god, I was not thinking about that at all. If I just that was nearly disastrous, or maybe actually disastrous. I was not just totally blanked on the Valakuts in play, triggering. Okay, he's dead. Thank God. Whew, don't try this at home. He has Through the Breach, but did I have a better play there if I just attack with everything? Or he's Summoning Trap or Through the Breach, either one. I mean, I am attacking for 20, literally. So, is there a way for me to do that differently? If I just attack with everything still, because I feel like I kind of have to try and put him on a... Maybe I just don't cast the Path, and then... I gotta go back through that. That was horrible, though. Just missing it was horrible. Regardless of whether, how it worked out, that was, obviously terrible. I was thinking, oh, he's dead, and then I wasn't even thinking about the fact that he got a basic mountain that hits my guys with Valakut. So let's back up. Let's back up. So he had Courser, Baloth in play. I'm attacking him with all of my guys. He's threatening potential lethal next turn with Escape Shift. So I think if I just attack and don't cast the Path, then I'm getting through it for 8 damage. If I just Wolf Run this for 2, I'm still getting through for 6. I'm getting through for 4. Do I actually just kill him that way? I think if I just Wolf Run this, he might have been dead anyway. Oh, that's embarrassing. 4, 5, 6. That would have been 6, 11, 12, 13. What was his life at? We ended up hitting him for 9, 12, 2, 14. No, he gained a life. Yeah, I would have killed him anyway with just Wolf Run on this. Okay, I'm very dumb. Allow me to back up and figure that out. But yeah, that was literally just my brain missing the fact that my opponent had Valakut in play and my Path would trigger it. Don't do that. Don't try that. Don't do that. No, no, no. These are not the droids you're looking for. Alright, well, we won. And despite our best efforts to not do it, let's move on to the next match.